Rachel.
And we're with The Simple Things. And we are vegans, plant-based. And the past few weeks, we have been trying to be...
SOSers. SOS vegans means we're no sugar, no oil, and no salt.
That's right. So
wow.
This has been big for us. It was big when we became vegan about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we've kind of been tweaking it, and we're doing great. So we're going to make something kind of real healthy and relatively simple. I'm going to put together a sauce, mushroom sauce, to go on this rice that's already been cooked. This is brown rice with wild rice in it. And you're going to make the
salad.
The green salad.
Yay.
Okay. So we have a machine here that we're going to be using called the Thermomix, and it is great. And I'm going to be using it for chopping and cooking. So turn it on.
That's helpful.
Actually, yes. And I forgot an ingredient. And I need my son Benjamin to come hand something to me. I need some oatmeal. So, you want to talk through your salad here?
Do you want me to do the salad now?
Yeah. Go ahead and you can work on the salad. I'll work on this.
So I'm working on the salad. And
we juice a bit. So I save these little bits and we can juice them later.
With bin. Composting bin. Compost. Whatever.
Alright, there's the hand. Okay, so I've got some organic porridge oats. You know, we've messed around with different gluten-free type of things. Now, this is not a gluten-free porridge, but actually we eat gluten-free porridge. Our kids just eat normal porridge. Porridge, tell me about porridge, oatmeal.
It's really, really good. One of the best grains to eat. It is refined in this form. If you want to be more like raw, then you should do groats. Groats are the oat that is not hulled. It takes a little bit longer to cook. You got to soak it overnight and then cook it. It takes a couple of hours if you don't have a quick way to cook it. Like an Instapot.
Which we don't have yet.
Yeah, we're hoping to get one.
Let me just show. So like we've done all kinds of gluten-free flours and buckwheats and different rices and things like that and bought. And it's okay. And some things have stuck. Some things are okay. What I've discovered is for making different stuff is oat flour or oatmeal. Really cheap. Easy to get, and it sticks. Because that's often the problem with gluten-free flours. They don't bind together. You have to have
like a something
flaxseed or...
Well, like with the vegan diet, like you can add walnuts, and they'll give a little bit of a oil to it and help it to stay together. It kind of almost acts like an egg.
Right.
Or you could use chai. You can use chai and flaxseed as well to bind it together.
So I'm just going to blend this for 15 seconds. You can just use a blender if you don't have a Thermomix. We used to sell these, so we got this relatively cheap. So, but you don't have to have something this fancy. All right, the famous ding, 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 ding. Okay, so you can see in there. That's like it's a flour. It's a powder. So now I am not a. Well, I'm learning to be sometimes. I need to be because my kids have complained. But I'm not always I'm kind of a throw it in amount. See what happens. And sometimes I have amazing success.
And I'm the recipe follower. So I've had to learn to be flexible.
Flexible. The only problem is if you're too flexible, you never remember what you did the first time.
So I'm just putting...
Actually, I don't need to chop these up. The Thermomix will chop these
little
up.
gems into this bowl. And then I'm putting scallions. We love scallions. Actually, onions in general are great vegan. If you don't...
Mushrooms?
You want to add flavor, always put onions.
Now...
And peppers, chilies. They're all great flavor enhancers. Garlic. Can't be without your garlic.
Oh, my garlic cloves. I forgot nearly. As you said some. Let me take my mushrooms out again.
You can peel your garlics in there.
Well, not when you have the flour in it.
Oh.
All right. So, probably the biggest battle for you when we did this was sweets. And but for me, I had my moments, but I was okay with that. But really, actually, oils and salts were my go-to for dopamine. Food actually is man-made processed food is as addicting or more so than cocaine or alcohol. Equal to it. Does the same thing. It raises your dopamine level. So there's naturally feel-good foods that do it naturally, but oils, sugars and salts are actually a drug.
Yeah, and interesting enough, like when you have oil on your tongue, that actually it stops you from tasting the food. I never knew that. And then you put on more salt because you don't taste the actual food because you've got a layer of oil on your tongue. Yeah, this big challenge for us in our age to back off of oil. We put so much oil, and every recipe has butter, oil, cheese.
So that's been a big one for me. So actually, what's she gonna do later, which we've discovered? Now I ground them like into powder. Now ground this stuff. And I'm not gonna ground the mushrooms that much because I like a little bit of the mushrooms flavor.
Well, it doesn't stop the flavor.
No, but I like it a little chunky. So yeah. So we're gonna balsamic vinegar has just really been a great help, and just lemon.
Lemon is fantastic, and then doing the lemon rind is brilliant.
Yeah, that's been another.
Use your little. You gotta have a special tool for it. Actually, do you know where our lemon grater thing is?
No.
Probably in there. Can't go get it because I got a microphone on. But we go to an organic farmer and we are able to get these leaves, and it's such a blessing.
Oh,
just get these beautiful leaves.
Parsley in the garden. Now you can see that's kind of mixed in with that flour a bit, and the mushrooms are a bit chunky.
Benjamin, do you want to run get some parsley?
Hey, Benjamin. Could you go out and get us some parsley real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, just run through the back. Just run behind us. We're not that professional. So we use almond milk. Now, I admit, this is something I bought and I just have it in here. But we have been stepping away because they add all this stuff to it. Not only vitamins and stuff, supposedly, but emulsifiers and gums and actually it's really simple. So we're going to show you in another video how to make 2 types of milk. So we'll do that. So I'm just going to do what I do best. Just eye it up. Actually, I think I'm just going to use all of it there. Okay.
I'm doing broccoli.
Now, do I want to add any spices to this?
I think a lot of women have a hard time with
We'll cook it first and see how
broccoli. So it takes time. I mean, I initially would have said that too.
Could you come back with me for just a second? I'm going to add a little water to this. Take a step back. All right. Just give me a little more liquid. All right. So you can kind of see it's there. Now I'm going to put this on. Now for Thermomix, I'm going to put this on a temperature of 100 degrees. Here's my parsley now. Thank you, sir. This I'll just chop up a bit. So I'm going to put this at 100 degrees Celsius. I'm going to cook it at a slow speed for 10 minutes. actually. I'll just start that. I'll just add the parsley as we go, which is great about Thermomix. A bit like top loader washing machines. You can just add it. If you find a sock on the floor,
just throw it in.
Just throw it in later.
Throw it into my cooking.
Yeah, there's no dirty socks in this
Can I have some of your parsley?
Yeah, you can.
Oh my gosh. Just don't chop my finger.
How's your salad going over there?
It's good. We got...
What was their time for kids? Okay, just checking.
There's broccoli, parsley, mixed salad leaves, little jam salad. Oh, we didn't get kale.
No, I think we're out of kale.
Oh.
We'll go to the market tomorrow.
Sometimes I put the kale in the Thermomix to get it really small, so you're kind of like, you don't really know that it's in there.
Now the thing about when you're doing the sauce like this, that actually you want to take into account that the oatmeal is going to expand while it's cooking. I made once for the kids, I was making a potato. I took potato, shredded it, and did broccoli little bits and carrot shredded, and I put a lot of oatmeal flour in, and it expanded into this paste. What I had is like a potato cake, and they really liked it. It was really filling, but it was a surprise. So
James's speciality.
Yeah, then it becomes a speciality, and
do it again, Dad.
Do it again, Dad.
I love them.
Do you have the ball stick?
No. So I will use a claw, but I need you to step back for me.
This is really what we did. We this is the first time. Again, they're only on this a few weeks, but this one is a cider vinegar balsamic. And that's really nice. You sometimes used to put, you went off oil pretty much, and you would put on
just cider vinegar.
Cider vinegar, but I'm not the biggest vinegar fan.
James does not like it.
No.
But this stuff is amazing. You gotta try balsamic. You gotta, I mean, you go to the health store and try to get a good quality one. I don't know about being in the normal stores. I don't know what they have in the normal shop actually. As far as balsamic. So we're trying to do we're trying to buy local, we're trying to do a lot of things different. You know, obviously if you budget you can do whatever's good for you.
Yeah, actually one of the things that we found is price-wise, people would say, oh, going organic's expensive. Actually, sometimes when things are a little bit tighter, I go to the supermarket. They're a little bit cheaper than the market, but I like to support local, and it's actually better. It tastes better. The quality of the produce is better than what's in the organic in the supermarket. But when we got rid of meat, we realized, man, meat is a significant part of the budget. So I don't think we really spend any more on groceries going all organic. I mean, we pretty much do organic, our rice, try to do our rice, our beans. We've even tried to you just got to be organized. So, we soak them. We try to buy them in the healthiest ways instead of buying them in a can, which, some people do. But we try to, which we do sometimes.
Because of the salt content, it's better to...
What is it? The best is fresh, though I know they're dried. But when it comes to fruits and vegetables, fresh is the best. Frozen is the second best.
Yeah.
And can is the least best.
Right.
As far as maintaining of nutrition. And I'm not always sure what's in the cans, how much of that goes into the stuff.
There's a lot of salt in the cans, and I don't know if... I know in the States they do salt-free or low salt.
We're in Ireland right
But
now.
I'm not sure if we're as caught up on that. So it looks to me like the ones that I looked at 32 grams of salt, which is quite a bit of salt.
So even when you rinse it, you would rinse the...
Yeah, I rinse them off.
But
still, you can taste the salt in the like I did with chickpeas. And it was 32 grams of salt.
Yeah, Rachel got some recipes on how to do chickpeas hummus without oil or without tahini. And so our kids are kind of adjusting. I love hummus, and this was good. And one of the things that we've heard as well as far as protein content, you don't need a lot of protein. And we've heard actually the best way to eat beans is raw and sprouted.
I don't always like them.
So we thought, what if we tried to make hummus? I thought if she tried to make hummus with sprouted chickpeas, and it turned out amazing. Yeah. So we'll have to do a video on that.
Yep.
So we're just getting going. We used to do these a while ago, so now we've got all these new ideas and stuff. So just a little bit longer here. Actually, I was just thinking about putting the rice in because actually it's getting near time to eat. But I don't know if the rice is going to be hot enough. But I want to just plate it out if we can. We have these. We have clean bowls here.
Yes.
So but lately the family's got these big bowls. We really like these big bowls, and there's people call these dog bowl. They call these Buddha bowls sometimes, but we
call them buddy bowls.
Yeah, we call them buddy bowls because we are followers of Jesus.
Yes.
So we call them buddy bowls. But so
the kids love them.
Yes.
It makes a food novel. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it
Helps
is.
kids,
yeah,
I
it'd be the
suppose.
same. Yeah. So do you want to dish up our salad here? Or anything else you're thinking about? Greens? Greens are one of the best vegetables that you can possibly eat.
Really good. Really good. There's a whole list of green vegetables, and the guy I've listened to, and you can check him out, is Dr. Esseltine.
Keep it on.
Dr. Esseltine, if you want to look him up on YouTube, he's actually in his 80s now, and I don't know. Yeah, I think he is still a doctor. Anyway, he's a cardiologist, and he's really big on his greens, and so what he says is to include these every day, to chew them in your mouth slowly, because what happens on your tongue is very important and releases these nitrates that help to open the blood vessels to your heart. So, being a cardiologist, he's discovered that being plant-based is really important to help your heart. And he's seen people's blood vessels just pop open just from changing their diet. Imagine that. Like, you don't have to...
They were actually do stints.
Yeah, they were...
Within like 2 months.
They didn't need to have a stint. So.
And what does he say about this?
And the balsamic also helps with that process of the nitrates on your tongue being you released. It does something with the greens. So just chewing slowly, and all this whole. I mean, it's all like it's good stuff because we think. In our modern times, we're rushing, we're eating quickly. A lot of times we're eating on the run. We're jumping in the car. We're going to McDonald's. We're getting the food at the window. Or
even we used to run to the shop and get rolls, which
we
have a lot of
healthier.
preservatives. We try to get brown, but even wheat is not necessarily good for you, and it's got to be wholemeal. And there's all kinds of stuff added, and then we get cheese. And that's another whole story in itself. And
that's the fat, the too much fat. So you're can be clogging up your cells with fat. And I think before I was diagnosed with cancer, before that I probably was actually almost going to be diagnosed with diabetes. And it's probably the fat. I just had too much fat in my cells, so that the glucose can't be delivered to the cells.
And we thought because we were doing Irish cheddar, it was more wholesome, and because we were doing the whole butter, we thought we were going back to, but actually the reality is, and we're not living the lifestyle that people used to live, active and stuff. But it's interesting even in that, there were people, used to live and to be in their 80s or 70s, and then they would slow down, and then they would get the disease.
Yeah.
So we're going for, how about let's not get the disease ever. And I think we're healing our body. We're definitely our bodies are healing through this journey. I mean you've been walking through this journey, and I've noticed things. I mean, I'm 45 now, and I was starting to get aches in my joints, and that pretty much went, and then started to come back, and I realized I was eating too many beans. I did some experimenting, and I haven't had any pains in my joints for like a year, You know, we just have been praying our way through it and researching. Actually, one thing interesting, there's a lot of fad stuff. There's a lot of big things on keto and all this kind of stuff. But one thing that we've tried to do is there's some really good research on that goes hundreds of years back and even thousands of years. We don't have time to get to that now, but it looks at the quality of people's lives over like where are areas where people lived and they lived to be in their 80s, 90s, 100s, had a good quality of life. So sometimes there's a lot of research that people get excited on, and it's rats, and it's test tubes, and but even like what's the guy,
Esseltine?
You know, you're like, well, he's 86, his wife's 86, and they're like bouncing around, working in the garden, lifting things, and you're like, that's not a theory, that's a lifestyle, alert, sharp, active, happy, bouncing around,
and I think
driving.
They're 35 years living as a plant-based, green conscious.
Yeah, so
it's not like their whole lives. So there is possibilities to change your life at any stage. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Actually, the simpler the better. That's what we find.
Okay, so let's just see. That's not too bad, actually. Okay, it's a little cold, but this other stuff. Okay, just to give you a look now. See, look at that.
Just plate up one.
Just plate up one. All right. Actually, that's really warm.
With your fingers.
My fingers are clean. I wash them sometime. Just kidding.
I'm Irish and James is American, and we have different opinions.
Now look at this.
That looks good. It's lots of chunks.
Yeah. Now that did not take long to make. Now, last thing, squeeze.
Oh yes, we got our lemon. We got our lemon zester. We just got it, and then we've got this lemon squeezer.
We had a small one that we found somewhere because we had heard about these, and a small one. And it snapped. I was squeezing so hard once, but this one's big. It's the size of the lemon.
It's really, lemon is just, it's beautiful. What can you say? It's beautiful. If you don't like it, well, I don't know. You can use lime or orange maybe.
So there you go. Again, you watched us. We did this, besides cooking this separately, we did this in about 15 minutes. And this is completely raw, except for obviously the sauce. But we did it from scratch. There's no additives, no preservatives. Made the whole meal from scratch in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're gonna sit down and eat. It's our meal time here, and just hope you enjoyed that. Click like, subscribe, send it on to somebody else if you like what you see, and we're gonna be doing more videos on some of this stuff.
Healthy living.
Healthy living. Bon appetit.